Best up one. Again, interest is a multifaceted word. First, it is understood as their dreams or desires. I think is priority. The parties. Really good question. It well, I think it would depending on what interest. Oh, that bottle like could have gotten the party in trouble. Keep that.
No,
Another
the
thing.
phrase that you're in your own best interest means like, would you look out for yourself before the party, or this is like, are you selfish or not? Is basically what that boils down to.
Yeah, die for. I think should party. One instant.
Okay, moving down the line. Elias, I think you're up next tonight.
Um, well, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, Elias values his own interest more than the party's. But that's probably just because right now he has his eyes on a sort of short-term goal. So a personal short-term goal, and it's not as if it's at odds with the party's best interest. So it's fine.
Yeah, makes sense for Elias. I think Sakura.
I think it depends on the situation. I don't know, but I feel like she usually like doesn't think of herself first. But I don't know, like if it's a life or death situation, she doesn't really want to die again. So for example, like an example like a situation like the one with Lady Sumikime's mother. Like she thought it was selfish of her to put everyone's lives at risk and didn't really want to stay in that risk. But at the same time, it's an complicated question. It depends on the circumstances.
Oh, fair enough. About Seto.
Yeah, he would definitely value his own interest more than the parties. However, he would value currently at this point Sakura's values more important than his. So his ideal like scale would be Sakura him and then the rest of the party. Or the party in general.
Okay, it feels weird having two fewer people. Does anyone actually need a full recap of what's happened? Because again, I've got a long one, but I can just go like from halfway if everyone basically remembers what happened last week. So votes in for full recap or half recap.
Full recap.
Half.
Set Australia, need your vote quickly.
Want to
Whatever.
like experience the good writing.
I mean, it's there for you to read. That's why I say, like, I noticed last week that people were actually reading them, and I was like, oh,
I
maybe
don't.
don't need to
I
read
always
them.
read them. I always read them, thinking like, oh, did they update it? Then, oh, right then.
Okay, well then, I think what we will do is we will just pick up from when you guys, after heading around through all of the strange new places that you found yourselves in and up and down elevators going in every which way, you eventually made your way into a corporate lobby where a dwarf lay sleeping at their desk. And without disturbing them, you found your way into another elevator marked penthouse, where Sakura wished to count the number of the walls in said penthouse. Instead, you found an office and immediately started snooping around after sweet talking your way inside, claiming to be inspectors. And there you found little of interest other than a locked computer, a suspicious bookcase, and some truly fine bottles of rum. However, Sakura found the button which June had been looking for, and the bar slid open to reveal a security guard. He approached them and seemed to recognize Elias as one of his bosses, though very confused to their behavior. He politely suggested that you all take your leave before his other boss returned. And at that point, you realized that you had a train to catch and there was no time to go and help the little boy that Jerry had agreed to help. So you made your way back down the elevators to the train station where Kiba and Satoshi were waiting for you on a steam train. The journey then, well, received with less excitement than little young Satoshi expected, as she was really excited to show you these trains, and most people just nodded right off to sleep as soon as you got on board. But Seto was not without excitement, as he was train surfing atop the steam train in an effort not to interact with the future he found himself in. But thankfully, your trip went on without issue, and before you knew it, you had arrived at the Emperor's Tea Garden, somewhere far out in the countryside away from the city. And there, talking to a tree as the party approached, was Emperor Sasaki. Certainly younger than one might expect after 8 centuries, but unmistakably Sakura herself, surrounded by cherry blossoms and familiar architecture that sort of reminded you of your own time. The Emperor seemed distressed that the party had even been brought to her in the first place, but she was happy to see her old friends again. She did, however, warn you of the risks that you face traveling in time like you were, using an analogy of sand and rivers in her Zen garden. But when she was convinced that they understood, maybe assuming too much, the Emperor invited her old friends for tea before made their way back home as agreed. We return to you guys now as the Emperor has been telling a short and vague story about her recent past, opening up the conversation around the table while she prepares a tea ceremony. The tea house that you guys are in now is warm and cozy, scented with cinnamon and smoked tea leaves. And the table is, as she sits down, becoming covered with trays of mochi and red bean tarts, with small jars filled with sweets of spun sugar, as Sakura conjures a small feast of snacks before you. As she begins preparing a pot of hot jasmine tea, her hair as pink as its steeping water, she smiles and begins her tea ceremony, though there is a look of worry behind her smile. What is everyone doing around this table?
It's kind of sat there, biding my time.
On set, they would literally just like put his back to the wall, like here, and yeah, like here, and you know, put like one leg to the wall as well, and just eavesdrop everything, but would like make sure that he's unnoticed. Or like that his first door in front of him is ready for just to bolt. Just to
Yeah.
escape as fast as fucking possible.
As he's sort of sitting down there, we do sort of see the camera pan across this corridor, and we see a very similar shot to when you actually met Sakura, of just like sitting outside the room that everyone else is in, and on the other side of the door, you can definitely overhear the conversations that are going on through these thin walls. But what is everyone around the table talking about? Because I'm not sure. Did everyone actually watch that little clip that I sent?
I
Doesn't really
watched.
matter.
I watched all three of them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was very common.
Wait, which? Oh,
The
okay.
sand
Yeah.
one, the one where they used a rake to basically.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was closer to her explanation, but she also has been telling you a story about someone named Kaito who she has become quite close with here in this time, and some drama that they went through quite like fairly recently over the past few years. But it's just quite casual conversation at this point. She doesn't seem to be trying to overwhelm you with any like secrets about the future or anything. She's just talking about her recent life events.
Yeah, Sakura will tell her about hers, I guess. Just so that she knows, like, oh, yeah, that point in my life.
Yeah, and she will. Every time she'll be like, "Oh, okay, yes, I think I understand where you are in the timeline." Though it is still strange to me that, and then you can see she's deeply considering things like trailing off every now and then, as she's clearly got a lot on her mind, and this is a very strange situation for her. But she does ask all of you, um, how you're doing, and is quite eager to sort of catch up. It seems like she hasn't chatted with you guys in a long time.
Well, I'm fine. Though I'd assume the Elias Juno is quite alright as well.
Well, I'm not sure I'd put it that way, but he's yeah. And she kind of looks up at the ceiling. She's like, I'm not sure if alive is quite the word, but yeah, he's doing well. I mean, he's successful to say the least. I
Mm,
assume you saw the stations and all the trains and things. You were
yes, I can't quite describe the feeling I got when I first came to the station and read the new name as opposed to what I was used to.
oh yes. Well, I mean, I obviously won't spoil any details for you, but you and I have had some good fun with Gravitite over the years. Though you did sort of sleep for a few centuries. That was a strange time, and she's trying very hard not to like actually share information with you about what has happened over the past 800 years. But there's clearly there's a lot of information that she's holding back.
magic users, though.
Well, I'm not sure if you're one to judge. I mean, I don't think you've told them about all of your accessories, have you? She just gives you a wink.
Time flows. I'll learn.
She just gives a nod, like maybe he's finally starting to understand. She does, as she's getting to a certain point in her tea ceremony now, she does look down and go, "Oh, Sakura, would you mind helping me in the kitchen quickly? There's just something I need to get. I think both of us together could prepare it quite well."
She nods. She does like making tea.
What a surprise!
What? Like who knew? Like, this is like. I feel like it's
Wow.
like when someone is like, "Oh, I'm gay," and everyone's like, "Yeah, we know." Unfortunately, I'm not on the maps tonight. But she does go with.
Wow. Incredible.
As you follow her into the kitchen, she just says, "All right, just close the door behind you." Huh?
She does.
I wonder if Seta's listening.
Well, Seto, you can actually see them through the window. They have not noticed you as you are sort of uh, like down on the ground, but you can see her walk into view as the two are now standing in the kitchen.
Blend
And
with the wall.
you can give me a stealth check to try and like duck beneath the window. It won't be that difficult to do. They don't seem to be paying much attention through to the window.
Oh shit! Nice. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, you easily manage to just lower yourself down, and you are able to sort of watch this conversation through the window and eavesdrop on it as well. As Sakura leads Sakura into the kitchen with Sakura, and you see her go over to one of these counters. You can see there's all kinds of things on these counters. It looks like she makes the food here herself. Um, that there is no one else that works in this kitchen, and you can tell that mainly because it's exactly how you would organize it, and this is the perfect workspace for this kind of thing. And you can see there are multiple baskets full of tea leaves as she goes up to and pulls one out from underneath one of these shelves. She pulls out some of these tea leaves and bundles them up, and she walks up to you, and in a hushed voice, she hands you this bundle of tea leaves, and she says, "All right, now listen to me closely. These are the tea leaves of the seven flavored. Sorry, these are the seven flavored tea leaves of forgetfulness. If you brew a light dosage of this for all of you when you return to your own time, and I mean it when I say light, because too much and you'll forget everything you ever knew. The right dosage should wipe out your memories of coming here, though. That way, this future may still come to pass for you. But I will leave the decision up to you, unless you want to let the others decide for themselves. I believe this is the best way," and she hands you this bundle of tea leaves.
She nods and she says, "Approximately how many should I brew in total?"
Well, I mean, this will brew one pot for all of you, but just don't steep it too long. You you should be able to figure it out. I mean, you know your way around tea as well as I do, I assume, and you understand that you would be able to, like, with an Arcana check, be able to determine how how potent you make this tea.
Okay. She thinks so. She bows.
She just gives a nod, and then she will pick up a couple of other utensils and some bits and pieces for the rest of the ceremony and make her way over to the door again, which I've made. And what is everyone doing as they head back into the room? What's everyone been doing around the table there?
I've just been trying to think about new technology. Trains. How do trains work?
In Australia, what do you do?
Been considering how different.
Well, they will both rejoin you there at the table, and Emperor will complete her tea ceremony, pouring it tea for all of you, and she'll raise a glass as she seems happy to have seen you all. You do notice that you haven't seen Kiba since you've she sort of sent him away, but it doesn't seem like there's anything really to worry about. She just asked him to go and deliver a message or something for her. But you guys sit here for a little while and drink tea with the Emperor. Are there any questions or anything you'd like to try and discuss with her?
Sakura would like to know why, why Kaito shouldn't see Seto.
Oh, you can give me a perception. I mean, a persuasion check with advantage, or
Okay.
an insight check with advantage. Either or. One will get her to give you more information. The other will just be reading information on her face.
Let's try persuasion, although it's like a lot
That's
less.
the other two, Australia and Elias, you can also give me insight checks if you want. Okay, yeah, she seems. You immediately pick up Australia. You can see that she's reluctant to sort of give this information up, and she just says, well, I just thought it would probably be awkward. You know, we've gotten kind of closer. I thought maybe there might be some jealousy. You know, Kaito can be strange, and but Elias, you're sitting there and she's talking complete shit. She's just trying to come up with a quick answer to the question, and she sort of looks over at you as, I mean, what are you doing as as you realize this?
I just kind of have the cup of tea to my mouth, and I just make eye contact and just like look up and away.
Slap, just.
Just drinking quietly, just like, okay.
She just sighs as she goes, yeah, I'm probably not going to get much past you guys, am I? I mean,
I wasn't going to say anything.
yeah, I know, but I can see, and June on the other side, and with Jerry, it's like she knows she's among friends, but also that you guys can probably all read like a book. Yeah, which is something she's probably. She says, I've taken a lot of time to, I don't know, develop a bit of anonymity around here. Half the nation doesn't even know my name. They just call me the Emperor. It's I kind of like it that way, you know. But Kaito, he's good people. But he actually holds the soul of the phoenix. You guys know about the elemental souls, right? And she just double checking her timelines.
Not.
Okay, good. Well, I mean, the phoenix spirit is essentially eternal, and Kaito is the one who holds it at the moment. And she just looks kind of awkward, but she says, "I kind of created him in a way. I sacrificed Seto's blade to the fires of the elemental plane of fire, and sort of aged myself back so that I could teach him how to cool his temper and sort of grow up with Seto again. But it didn't really work out that way. He's his own person. He's got his own mind. But I must say, he reminds me of Seto from time to time, and reminded he's he's been good for the Empire.
You keep on making it sound like Seto's gone.
I mean, sure, it's been 800 years. Look, I know I don't look like I've aged that badly, but once we started actually time traveling, time sort of lost all meaning, and turns out there's a difference between time and entropy, and age is basically just a disease. These things can be shifted, but not for everyone. The rest of you chose to kind of age out a little bit. I mean, Australia's still around, but as I said, she's on her own mission. I don't quite understand what she's up to, but she's been trying some things over the last few centuries.
Hmm.
Everyone dies eventually, right? I mean, it's not the way that everyone. If I told you how how everybody met their end, then the chances are you just meet it some other way, just with the knowledge that you died. It's always going to happen. That's an inevitability, but you can stave it off for a long time. Let me tell you.
Hmm.
Yes,
Yeah, look, I wouldn't read too much into what you've seen here or learned here. Remember, this is not your future. This is my present, and this is a possible future. Every decision that you make is going to determine the future you end up with. But currently, we share a present, and it's just that where you're coming from. Look, this is what I was trying to decide with Sam. Well, that is the problem that you and I have been sort of looking into. Um, I mean, for a long time now. I've been investigating the planes. It turns out that everything is connected. The time and souls, and I mean, are any of you familiar with the River Styx?
Uh, would I?
The rivers.
You can make a religion or a history check to see if you.
Sakura,
Pretty
don't
sure
be
Australia
like-
would be.
Check.
Yeah, I'll say Australia. You'd actually have advantage on this check, but you don't need it with a 21. As Elias, you have heard of the River Styx. It is, but as like the river of the dead, like some cultures believe in it, that that's there's a boatman on the River Styx, like probably what you've heard in in real life. Just I'm not sure actually how much of a you might be more of a nerd than I'm giving you credit for. So there's you sort of know that it's a mythological sort of idea of the afterlife, and that um, cultures, especially overseas, not so much in Kiga, but many cultures will put coins on the eyes of the dead as payment for the ferryman to get along the River Styx. But it's it's mythology. It's
Yeah.
Sakura, you as she's saying this. Well, actually, we'll start with Australia because Australia, yeah, you've definitely heard of the River Styx. You know that um, it it flows into the Hells, and you know that it is it is definitely a legitimate thing that it's souls when they die can go into the River Styx, and that's how they get to hell. Basically, that you know it as a transport system for souls is the way you understand it. But Sakura, as she's saying this, you are quite familiar with it as she's sort of bringing it up. There is a very fine line between uh, dunamis and necromancy and divination. There is a sort of overlap in certain ways, and what you have seen in a lot of your magical research and a lot of your spellcasting stuff is what is often referred to as the tree of life or the river Styx. They often it's like interchangeable, but some believe that it's kind of like a mirror image. There is a tree of life growing out the top, and there is the roots are the river Styx. That's partly what you thought the peaches of heaven were that it was growing out of, but that's about all you know. You know that the tree of life is called Yggdrasil, and that's like a Mordian concept. It's not looked into that much in Kika, but you've definitely read about it a lot, especially when it comes to Dunamis.
Interesting.
So the Emperor will also just nod and say, "Well, you will in time. It's an important thing to understand when you're planeswalking and all that kind of thing. But I'm sure you've got a few years left before you have to deal with all that. None of you were followed through that portal by any chance, were you? I mean, I'm sure Keeper saw to that, but I mean, no one like brought some gold mask with them or something stupid like that, did they?
I don't think so.
Elias checks his pocket.
Yes.
Oh no, not that, but oh wow, haven't seen one of those in a long time. I meant I just don't want to ever have to deal with the Lorifax again, and I'm really hoping none of you brought him with you. No one's picked up a gold mask, have they? I know June, and she looks at June, but June will claim to have gotten rid of it already. I won't speak for her to see how much information she gives, but I don't think any of you are carrying golden masks.
Mm-mm.
Hmm. Was she didn't spy right here? It was the fucking Topaz champion.
Yeah, she just looks at you, Australian, and she says, "Look, after all that business with the Naki, I will never spike someone's tea. That is some dishonorable shit if ever there has been. This is just some jasmine from my regular garden." At which point Z walks in with a bundle of leaves that she has picked from the bushes outside, and she goes, "Wow, what the hell are you watering these things with? They the leaves grow back as soon as I pick them. It's it's like one of the craziest things I've ever seen."
I like to imagine Z just like, or from our perspective, we just see like a ball of leaves and legs coming out the bottom of it.
Yeah, no, it's comical what the amount of leaves that she's carried back in. And Sakura, yes, that's the Kamion. That's what most of this city runs on. Well, what most of the world runs on now. After we lost the sun, we had to come up with alternate methods. That tree that you saw in the middle of the city, that's basically what that is. It's like an alteration on Titan blood that we invented ourselves. If I And she just looks quite like proud of herself, as she said.
Quick backtrack. You said when we lost the sun.
Yes, just one of them. But it's been a hell of a
Okay.
problem, I can tell you. That we had to repurpose the old Mind Flayer Citadel to actually keep us on track, and that's part of why I've been planeswalking. I'm trying to find a solution to that. So, I mean, I know I'm not supposed to be telling you all that much, but if any of you want to spend the next 800 years trying to figure out how to build a new sun, that would be great. You can just leave a message at the door when you've figured it out. She sighs, wishing that was how time travel worked. But at this at this point, you will have been sitting here for a little while, and she will, if you're welcome to stay here tonight if you like, but I would suggest getting back sooner rather than later. I think Keeper is probably waiting for you at the train station by now. If you'd like to head back, you can go whenever. I've asked them to hold the train for you.
Suppose let's not keep people waiting. Hmm?
It was good to see you all again. I mean, perhaps I'll come and visit you sometime. And
Sakura smiles a bit.
sorry, go ahead. Sakura smile.
She just smiles a bit, but telepathically asks her if she's lonely. Because, all our friends seem to have died.
She just looks back at you with a smile, and you hear her respond, "No, we've had a lot of friends over the years. Trust me, you meet a lot of good people, and these are among some of the best. But I like the solitude." And she just nods. And you can tell that you guys came quite a way out of the city. Everything here, there's a lot of nature around where you are. You are far into the countryside based on the concrete jungle that you were in earlier. So it's like you can tell she's probably getting away from that a bit.
Mm.
Well, it was lovely to see you as well, and suppose we'll see you in 800 years. Some of us.
She just nods and she says, and yeah, don't take it off, eh? And just makes it like a subtle gesture to her hand. And just sort of drums her fingers over the fingers on her other hand, but just gives a smile and a bow as Z sort of thanks her for the leaves. And she's got, you also see these leaves that she's got, some of them are like glowing. These are not natural colors for leaves. She's got some bright pink ones that are legitimately pulsating with light. You're not too sure if they are safe to consume, but Z seems excited about it later and has stuffed her pockets as she's making her way out the door with Jerry and Spike. What is everyone else doing?
I'd like to just an insight as to what she meant with "don't take it off," because I'll be honest, I think I'm just being dumb at the moment. I have no clue.
Yeah, you like squint your eyes at her, and the DM quickly checks that he's not the one being. One second. What the? Wait. What happened to the? Oh no, you have got it. There's a. She's pointing to her ring finger. That way.
Ah, okay.
Which one? It's 2 rings.
Yeah, when she's pointing it
Oh.
on her right hand.
Guess it'll come in useful sometime. Right. Off to the past.
She would-
Would Satoshi be outside?
Well, no, I thought you were inside in the corridor.
Yeah, but would the girl be inside the corridor or inside the room?
Yeah, as you go through that door, you'll see her doing pretty much exactly what you were just doing, and she's pressed up against the wall underneath the window on that side, as she's been listening into the conversation as well. And she doesn't actually notice you until you're getting like right up next to her. If you don't want her to, you'd easily be able to sneak up on her, but yeah, she's intently trying, like pressed up against the wall, trying to listen.
I'm like, can I just come from behind her while she doesn't notice and just grab her and bring her outside?
Yeah.
Just like, boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, she does let out a little like squeal of fear as she but she doesn't seem too worried as she realizes that it's you, and then she's, what are you doing? Is everyone leaving?
But we just kneel in front of her and he would pat her on the head and he would grab the rings that he obtained from if I can recall correctly, the arena. And he would take her hand and put the ring in her hand and just tell her to be good to your mom, and would still pet her once more before just bolting the shit out of there and would leave just for the flare purposes, probably just use Shield of Fate, one charge, because the knot leaves the cherry blossom petals. So the effect would be that he just storms and the cherry blossom petals just like fall down to the ground. And would effectively also lose my Arcana Magnetica rings.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. She'll be completely in awe at these rings as she looks down at them and does not notice you leave at all. As she like looks up to say thank you, there's just those petals falling. As yeah, wherever you headed off to, I suppose you won't you won't see the rest of her reaction, but she does look absolutely delighted with what you've just given her, and is like looking out frantically to try and see where you disappeared to, but where have you actually gone?
I mean, I've just bolted outside. Like, be ready to train. Just probably wait on like next to the train.
Okay, yeah, you can just head down to the wall, but as I'm just moving everyone up, and yeah, we'll. So, Sakura, anything else you're doing before you leave?
It's probably best if she knows less about the future. Not that anyone's really gonna remember, but regardless.
All right.
I guess she'll reassure future Sakura that she'll make sure that, you know, yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you guys will all then be able to regroup at the steam train, and it will set off as soon as you arrive. Let's maybe over. Yeah, you will see Kiba waiting for you there, and he seems to have taken care of some other business while you were all having tea, and is there's waiting for you with the same cabin that you had before.
Can I just look at his waist and see if there's still the ink smudge?
Yeah, you can give me a perception check. It seems like it may have faded a bit, but there is definitely still a smudge there. But it seems like he may have tried to wipe it off at some point. It is not as clear as it was earlier.
Cool.
He will, as he's sitting there, he'll say, "Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm just going to go and get something from the bar. Would anyone like anything?"
Mm, iced tea? I've had that
Absolutely,
thing.
Emperor. I mean, and he again is confused as to what he should be calling you, but he will get you an iced tea, and he sort of walks out into the corridor. Anyone else?
I'll be fine, thank you.
Oh, absolutely. An iced tea and a rum. I will be right back.
I smell.
And he will.
Well, maybe you ought to buy it while we're here. Rather than steal.
Seto, he will come and open the next door. Are you hiding in that carriage, or are you back on the roof again?
No, chilling with she and Jerry.
Okay, cool. So I just wanted, I also wanted to double check: is everyone aware that you're in the carriage? Like you've met back up with the group by this point?
Probably Jerry and she. I don't know about the others because I was sitting in the cabin when they came.
Okay. Yeah, no, I just want to know if they should, because Z would be concerned that they had left you behind at this point. But yeah, if you've let them know that you're here, then that's cool.
She is already rolling something good for us.
Oh yeah, she totally is. There's Spike is sitting on the table on the one side, and the other side is just rolling papers, and she's preparing, and she keeps going. Look, the leaves, they dry themselves. And she's got buds and all kinds of things going on there. She's kitted out and just sort of over her shoulder says, "Surprise me," when he asks what everyone wants to drink. But Cuba will take the drink orders and carry on down the passage.
Stronger shit that they have that would beat out for.
All right, great, yeah.
And now I just
Alright.
imagine him coming back with a Michelada too. But that is.
I mean, we'll see what what he thinks the strongest thing is. I can't unselect him, so I can't see any of you. But what are you guys doing on this train journey as you're making your way back? You can hear that you hear a loud sound as he opens the door to the train car and heads into another car further down. But yeah, you guys have got some time alone amongst yourselves.
I'm just going to wander. Ah, it's a toilet. Is that a bed?
You open it up and yeah, you see a very small looking bed, and there is a small like desk next to it. It looks like a very compact bed, but you now see that there are some bags underneath the shelf here. It looks like this is someone's room, possibly train staff or something.
Whoops. Who's this train staff by? Fucking goblins?
Well, you can hear that you are quite close to the engine room where you are now. So, if you wanted the answer to that question, yeah, you did open the door, but oh yeah, you slide open the door and you see a mouse with a shovel, and he is standing at the controls, and there are two soldiers that are at the other controls. Yeah, it looks like quite a strange group to be driving this train, but you have no reference. Like these control panels look just as complicated as what you saw in the Titan Forge. So, what are you doing as you open and look in there?
I just say, I hope I'm not interrupting, but I'd like to just have a look around if you don't mind.
The mouse sort of turns around and just looks over his shoulder as the two soldiers immediately spin around and they look at each other, and then they just look back at you, and one of them goes, "Yeah, sure, take a look around." And you can see now, as you sort of crossed over, you are getting much closer to the city.
And I suppose I'll just have a look around and see what I can figure about this wild new contraption.
Okay. Yeah, you can make an investigation check as you are investigating the controls of this train.
My favorite.
Yeah, this actually makes a lot more sense than what you saw in the Titan Forge, especially with your scribe's lenses. Everything is like all the little symbols. You kind of you see them translating, and they don't really have to translate much. A lot of this just makes logical sense to you. There are many dials and things that you've never seen before, but it seems fairly straightforward. As the more you are looking at it, there are a lot of things in here, but you probably couldn't have designed it better yourself.
Just like to myself, just why the fuck were these glasses on?
You do see that there is, as you're moving, the one of the soldiers flicks a couple of um, switches, and the mouse folk that is piloting this thing pulls a lever that you will see one of the doors open to the side, and one of the soldiers is going to just walk out the front and out onto the actual engine of the train and close the door behind him.
Temptation. Alright, then I'll just stand over here, and when he comes back, try to get a good look outside.
The other soldier, you will see him flick the same series of switches on his side, and then he's going to turn to you and say, "So we are approaching the station in just a few minutes. I would suggest you take your seat. This could be a bumpy re-entry today."
I'll just nod and start making my way back. Thank you
As
for tolerating my presence.
as you see that, as you're walking out, you see the masked folk move the lever again, and by this point you've figured out what a lot of these things do, and you realize he has just moved the acceleration all the way to max. He's speeding up, but the soldier will just sort of nod to you and then head out the other in the front. I would like Seto and Estrella and Sakura, actually. Can all of you please, actually Elias as well, as you are coming back into the room, like you all to give me a perception check, please. Okay, yeah. So, Sakura, you're quite comfortable here on the train. You're not paying too much attention to, like, you're not looking at the ground. If you are looking out the window, you're looking up at the sky. However, Estrella, you have got your attention, like, just vaguely out the window, and you will notice this as it happens. But Seto, so will you, as Z has just lit one up and is now sort of standing at the window, trying to light it with a spell, as she's just like clicking her fingers, and she's like got this joint hanging out of her mouth as she's calling you over to come and join her. But then you see her jaw sort of goes slack as she looks out the window, and she goes, "What the hell?" And you see it clearly as two soldiers jump overboard, and you see them roll into the dirt as they roll past you, and the train goes flying past at high speed. Elias, you notice this just barely. You see a blur of one of them, but Seto and Estrella, you are the only ones that actually see both of them jump.
Oh, bastard.
What did you do?
Come with me.
As you step into the corridor, you will see at the other end of the corridor you will see Kiba, and he's sort of leaning on the wall, looking down the passageway. And as he sees you two stepping out, he just waves and he goes, "Hey, hey! You guys know what's going? There's no one on the train. It's completely empty. I mean, that's not normal."
Yeah, the soldiers just jumped off as well.
That's weird.
Oh, and he starts. He goes, "Oh, let's check the engine room," and he starts walking down and opening the doors on the way. And as
Oh,
he's opening them, he doesn't seem to be having any luck.
I'll aim my crossbow at the mousefolk and just demand him to stop the train.
You see as you walk in, he has just tied the accelerator to a pipe that is sort of attached to the wall, and he just turns around and he goes, "Sorry, no stopping it now." And he starts making his way. He tries to move towards the door.
He lifts and
I'm
then says
coming.
to the you really up uses word next question.
Okay, what is the save for suggestion? Wisdom.
Wisdom?
No joke.
Oh, fuck.
What is your DC?
My DC? Well, let me just.
Actually, at this point, even his crit might not be enough.
It is. It isn't. It would have been enough, but. So he has to subtract 5 from that, make 15.
Okay. Yes, so that means he fails with that as he's like just laughing, and you see he's like too mad to follow this. He like hears something else, and he like starts looking wildly around the room, and you can see that he's a little bit more rabid than he first appeared. And he goes, "Oh, I can't. It's too late. It's too late. There's nothing I can do." And he just starts like um, pulling at one of the other levers that may be a brake, and as your suggestion takes hold, he's pulling on it, and you hear this screeching sound as he applies the brakes. And I'm going to move you over to the next map, as the next part is going with. So actually, at this point, Elias, yeah, you are ready there to take a shot, but I'm going to first put your tokens down, and then we can actually roll for initiative.
Wouldn't a switching map clear the.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we're going to switch the map, and then we're going to roll. Once I've put your tokens down and stuff. So don't roll yet. Okay, sorry guys, just give me a second so I can fix this guy's token. Have you guys switched maps?
Nope.
Nope.
Because does it say that it's loading?
No.
Something and
I think I know. There we go. Now should be
Oh,
moving it over.
Yep. Yeah. Here now.
Okay, but you won't have tokens yet. I'll
No,
email that.
it's entirely grey.
black
The
and gray.
wrong map.
I can imagine what this is going to mean.
It means we are gonna meet Dr. Gray.
Dr. Gray, like Dr. Meredith Grey? From
No,
Prison
No,
Break.
no. Dr. Gray as the dude from 50 Shades of Grey.
What the fuck, man?
I haven't watched that.
No, I don't want
Well,
that either. I have.
Look to Dr. Gray, I'll just picture Meredith Grey.
I don't know. And like, oh, I have the knowledge of both the
Can't we
books
rather
and the
meet
movie.
Doctor Strange? That would be so much cooler. Oh, Nixie, you're so cute.
The train's about to crash into the station. Sakura is just playing with cats.
He's
Yep.
so cute.
Oh my god!
Honestly,
Don't reveal
always
Sakura's
wanted-
weakness. Like that's what because then Dev is just gonna be like the enemy summons a lot of cats, and then Sakura is
I
so
mean-
distracted that she don't have time to disintegrate them.
I'm sorry, but I don't think I could ever play a character who doesn't like cats.
I mean, it's a good thing we'll never be. Hopefully, we'll never be fighting the Persians because at one point they used cats as shields against the Egyptians.
What the fuck?
Jesus, this-
Yeah,
What?
because cats is seen as sacred animals, so the Egyptians just couldn't attack because they were
That's
scared of
fucked
hitting the
up.
cats.
That's fucked up.
My impenetrable cat armor will stop you all.
I gotta stream my cat to you sometime.
Please.
Wait, just
I present you the cat armor.
there we go. Hello.
So, now we can roll for initiative, I think.
Okay, that's really cute.
Aww.
He's just fucking devouring me though.
The way he just like sucks on the finger reminds me of. Hang on, I need to find that gif.
Can I have this back? Thanks. He's so cute. He always looks so confused. He's so cute. Small bean. What?
You just saw what I put in chat.
Except he doesn't like to suck it. He like chews on it.
Oh, I just love the transition from like angry to like confused to just accepting. You can see it in the whiskers.
Messages 100.
Okay, so we are going to kick this off. This is just, we're going in turn order now because it's more as a set piece than an actual combat. But we are starting things off with you, Seto, as Kiba has just opened the door looking panicked and he says the train is empty, something's going on. What would you like to do?
Just straight up fucking anime bullshit.
Phoenix.
Through the window on top, and I just want to check where we're headed. Just like backflip bullshit, whatever like the anime usually does. And just on top, I just want to see where we headed.
Okay, yeah, we'll say, I mean, you can, we'll just put you outside so you can
Sure.
see all the way up. Of course, the first thing you do so I'm going to go the one place I can't on this map. I'll actually put you up this side so that you've actually got, this is the view that you have from the top.
Probably, yeah.
At this point, you can see, give me a perception check as you have managed to easily get up onto the top of the car, but you might have to keep. Okay, with a 17, you can see the city is way in the distance. You are not close to the station at all, but there is something on the tracks ahead of you. You can see that there are, it looks like two figures on the tracks, and they scatter just as you notice them. That they both run in different directions away from the rails.
Holy shit, that's a bomb on the rail. I'll just like pop my head into the window and yell at Jerry and Z that there's a bomb ahead. And probably like Kiva will hear me. But oh shit. I'll spend the rest of my turn just hopping to front, like moving to the front area, and to see how tightly connected wagons are.
Okay, yeah, I mean you can use your movement. So we'll say it only took you 10. No, it would have been 15 feet of movement to get up onto the top of the train, but then the rest of the movement you'd still have.
So 15 to there, and I think that was 30. No, that was 45, so that's 60 movement. I have 65 actually. Holy shit.
Oh, damn.
Okay,
That's a lot of movement.
So yeah, what? Sorry, Gaz, what? Yeah.
No, sorry. I pressed some buttons and I accidentally raised my hand. I don't know how to not.
You just click the little icon again.
Yep.
I just fat fingered and there's a key bind. I don't actually know which key it was.
It is number 4 on the token control panel. Underneath the roof.
Okay.
I thought you was being like the same thing as me. You would be like, we hear Seto shout that there's a bomb.
No.
You guys wouldn't have because you are in the engine room. It is noisy as hell in the room that you guys are in, and there is a screeching sound from the brakes that they've just put on. But Sakura and Kiba probably would have heard that, as well as Z, as you had just shouted it into there, and it's right next to you there, Sakura. So, Seto, what were you checking there at the end of your turn?
How tightly are wagons connected with each other? Like this area?
Yeah, you see a massive like iron bolt keeping them together. It seems pretty secure. Like the fact that this entire train is moving at all is kind of a miracle, like based on the technology level you understand. So that it's up to you how you want to. But it looks like a proper steam train.
So there is a mechanism that I can see. I just don't know if it's breakable, right?
Oh, it doesn't look easily breakable. The steel looks way too thick to like cut through or anything, but it is quite clearly like a mechanism that can be unhooked, but it looks like it might need some either serious strength or some sort of tool to unhook it.
That's why we got Jerry.
Yeah, I was gonna say at this point, unfortunately, you don't have Jerry for the moment. In that moment, I will say if there's something in particular you're trying to do and you want Jerry to try and help you do that, I will allow it because it is just unfortunate that he's not here. But yeah, that I think we will get to probably on your next turn. Is that all you're going to do for this one?
Yeah.
Okay, then. Yeah, Kiba. Then, as he overhears you, he's going to shout at you, Sakura, and say, "Get to the back of the train as quickly as you can. That'll be safest." And he's going to run up, and he gets up to this door, and you will see as you're looking down at this setter, you'll see him step just onto that thing and sort of holding himself between the two train cars as he's standing on the bolt, and he shouts at the two of you. He goes, "What's going on in here? Uh, Apparently there's a bomb. Is there?" And he looks up at the pilot and he goes, "Oh shit, that's one of the Abershaw's." Uh, and he is going to, yeah, he's going to use his just double check. I think he may have 35. Okay, so he can use his last 5 feet of movement to actually step into the room with you guys. And Elias, that's going to take us onto your turn.
First of all, I'm going to try and imitate the series of switches flips to open the doors, like to the front of the engine. If I can do that.
Oh yeah. You'll easily be able to copy that. You've just seen them do it. So, which door are you opening?
Can I do both?
Yeah, you just have to. The reason we're sort of in turn order is to sort of give the impression of the time having slowed, so you can use your movement and get to both, but then just actually do that in Foundry so we can see how far you've moved. Because are you trying to? You'd easily be able to open both doors, but are you trying to go through them as well?
Yeah. Okay, then I'll just open the right hand door with. Yep. I'm just gonna run through. Trying to see what's up.
Okay. What are you trying to see?
Well, first I want to try and see what's ahead.
Yeah, you can give me a perception check. This will. Okay, you can see one guy just running off down the side. He looks like he's running down a road that crosses over the train tracks up ahead. And he looks like he's running for his life. But yeah, and you can see a rat-like tail following behind him. But other than that, you just see you're rushing ahead on the train, and you will also realize that you are still quite far from the station.
Hmm.
But you're closing in fast on that that crossroads that you can see the guy just seems like he's running from.
Okay, I'm then going to bonus action and use my dash, come back, and look for. I wouldn't know that, would I? I just watched him like pull an emergency brake, right?
Yeah, he's pulling one lever on one side. You can actually see that there is he's like trying to pull a brake there, and there is a similar looking lever on the other side. Looks like maybe there are two sets of brakes, and he's only pulling one at the moment. But it doesn't look like he's having any luck.
Is it labeled?
No, it does look exactly the same as the other brake. It's quite obvious that it is also a brake, but you can see the accelerator has been jammed, has been like um, set in its full speed position, so the two are counteracting each other.
Well, then I'll pull the other brake and try and see what's wrong with the accelerator stick.
Yeah, I mean you can see he has attached the accelerator to a pipe. Um, he's just tied a lever to the pipe. But you can give me an athletics check to try and pull on the brake.
Did he like tie it with a rope?
Yeah, you'll have to do an investigation to do that. But I'll say you'll only be able to do that next round at this point, as you're sort of looking up at it as you're trying to pull this brake, and it's like you pull it and you're mimicking the action that he's taking, but it is not budging at all. As you pull it, you hear that grinding sound, and it seems to just move like a millimeter, but you're pulling with all your strength, and it's just not budging. Um, yeah, close but no cigar. As yeah, it seems like some kind of cable or a rope. You wouldn't be familiar with the material, but it looks like metal rope. Um, is that all on your turn?
Yeah, I have an action, but I don't have much to do with him.
No, that was your action to pull the brake.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
then Sakura, that is going to take us onto you. There is a cat sitting next to you that is replaced June. So I don't know if you,
Oh.
just because, yeah. What are you doing?
She takes the cat and starts running towards the back of the train. She doesn't really know what's going on. Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. Huh? I'm a cat. Phoenix!
So are you dashing?
Yes. She's taking. You said there's a cat, so she takes the cat and dashes to the back of the train.
Okay, yeah, you you pick it up and start hauling ass downwards. You get about halfway down the train car. Is there anything else you want to try, or well, I suppose that's your dash action.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
Then
think that's my turn.
nice, Estrella, what you do?
Well, I was spaced out for a moment there. What did Keeper say?
Abishar, the mouse man. It's
Yeah,
Abishar guy. I could have said that better.
yeah, he was like mumbling and stuttering as well as he said it. He said that's an Abershore gang member. So he's just pointing at the pilot that is trying to pull a brake, and Elias is also trying to pull a brake at the same time. What do you do?
It's locked.
And he also said that there's a bomb. He shouted. Bieber shouted that there's a bomb apparently.
Well, bomb is most likely fire. Well, at least if there is a bomb, make sure that the least amount of damage is taken. Consumes one, which with the mask. Then just like maybe use a little help. Give him bardic inspiration.
I mean, out loud, I would say I'm pretty sure this is like mechanically locked to a body. Never mind.
Well, he'll get that bardic inspiration and then out and starts looking like I can like climb on to get a better vantage point.
I mean, you can try and climb up onto the other, like onto the roof of the car. You will see in between the cars there is actually a ladder between them, so it wouldn't cost you extra movement from here.
Well, let's hit that. What happens?
So we'll assume that on top of the train car is just within 5 feet of the side of the train. So you can just move over to whichever side you're standing on, and then you can move alongside the outside of the train, and we'll assume that you're on the roof.
Oh, you mean in the front?
No, to the side.
Ah, well,
So like Seto is just off the side.
this side.
Yeah.
There's a wall.
Okay. So you're up on the roof. Where you go?
Forward. Price. Is anything
Yeah, I'd say you can probably get about one forward because you've had to move extra, but you are up there, and you can also give me a perception check. Yeah, you'll see the other guy running in the opposite direction up the road away from a crosswalk, and you are getting ever closer to that crossroad, but you don't see anything on the tracks or anything. You just see the guy running away in that direction, also with a rat tail behind him.
So he's basically where I'm moving in front, he's running to the back.
What?
Basically.
He's running they are running not parallel to the railway. The road goes across the railway in front of you, and he is running off to the left. That's the one that you are seeing. Elias saw another guy running off to the right, and Seto saw both of them. So you have now all seen from multiple angles 2 people running away from the train tracks in opposite directions, and you are heading towards where they ran away from. That's what you can tell.
I mean, never mind.
What, Elias? Do you want me to abandon you?
Well, I was going to say my next suggestion would immediately to have been just, yeah, okay, let's jump off. We're not stopping this thing fast enough.
That's actually that's a working theory. But turn there.
Okay. Yeah, as you head onto the roof, Z is going to follow after Sakura and start running down the corridor. As she actually kind of runs past you a bit and goes, come on, let's go. And she's also down. Okay, so the one that you cast suggestion on, the suggestion is that over yet? Or does he have to save again?
That's true.
Estrella?
It has a duration of up to 8 hours. The target must blah 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 on a failed save. It pursues the course of action you describe to the best of its ability. The suggested course of an action can continue for the entire duration. The spell ends when the subject finishes what it was asked to do, or you can specify conditions that will trigger its spell. Oh. Okay, so he just keeps trying until he's
Okay, cool.
damaged.
Yeah, he keeps trying. He is not able to pull anything, and he rolled a 2. And at the top of the round, we are going to do this. Just 1 second. And then
What a
Alright.
living tarnation!
as boom, a massive explosion goes off, and you see the road just ripple and actually disappear as the hallucinatory terrain spell wears off, and it was a bridge, not a road. And that was totally a hallucinatory terrain spell, not just me forgetting what was on the map. But I'm gonna ask everyone in the front car just to... Ooh, hold on. Okay, I think, yeah, for everyone else, it should be fine. It's just, yeah, okay. Estrella and Seto, I need both of you, and Elias, I need all of you guys to give me dex saving throws, please.
Yep, about right.
Yes.
Oh no!
Cat always lands on its feet.
Yeah, so the from inside Elias, you are fine. You manage to brace yourself as you kind of hang onto the lever that you're trying to pull. Seto, as the front car moves, you kind of just start running along the side of it like it's nothing. Like you just like the floor underneath you is moving, but you're still running at the same pace as uh, Estrella. You are, however, flung up into the air and you are thrown from the train. I need you to roll a d4 for me, or actually a d8, please. And this will
So, but
determine what direction you get thrown
yeah.
because you were on the roof.
What is it with those ones?
Okay, so you, as the train takes that impact, you just feel it disappear underneath your feet as you carry on going with the momentum of the train, and you go soaring into the air. It is meant to be.
Oh, so I'm technically falling.
Yes, so you are now technically falling as you are flying through the air towards this thing, and you are fully airborne as the entire train has in the front has been derailed.
Perfect. I used my trump card so that I don't. Well. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, lagging a lot again. Yeah, you can absolutely. You feather fall, and you, as you're flying through the air towards this explosion, you just sort of slow down and you start to float down towards the tracks. But there is still a train now coming in behind you. So you are still airborne at this point, but you are falling. So you will be airborne at the start of your turn. But Seto, it is your turn now. As this is happening, what do you do?
Yeah, let's just create superhero landing somewhere nearby. Just jump off of the because. Oh wait. Oh shit. Would I have any knowledge of whether people have left the train? Probably not, right?
I mean, you
Shit.
other than the two you saw jump off the train before, and now Estrella, no, you haven't seen anyone else get off the train. Yeah.
Okay. Set is gonna get busy, I guess. So I'll jump down into like this area and enter the cabin. And before doing that, I'll use my.
Can you not get there? You must tell me if you're blocked by a wall or something, because otherwise I'm just staring at your token waiting for it to happen. I mean, I can move you through.
Okay. This
Sorry,
works,
there
I
we go.
guess. Okay, yeah.
But those
Thank
doors are
you.
also open. So cool.
I'll use my feline agility to double my movement speed. So if that would be, for example, 20, I still have like 110 feet of movement. And if I catch a glimpse of Sakura, I'll just be bolting and grabbing her and just moving as fast as possible to get the hell out. 25, that would be 30. That's 45, 50 to get to her.
Yeah. Okay. You can. I mean, it would be a contested athletics check to grapple her, but you can choose to fail that and just let Seto grab you if you want, Sakura.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you won't even hear him coming. He's moving so fast as this just rockets down the train behind you, and sort of scoops you up as you're holding onto the cat, and now the cat is holding onto you. Seto, you've managed to grab Sakura. How? Yeah, I'm gonna ask you to work out your own movement there. You know how far it is.
Yeah, that would be like 80, for example, up until that point, and I'll use an action to grab her, and I'll spend a key point to step of the wind to gain another 130. So I'm left with additional 180 feet of movement, and I'll just use that to get as much as distance as possible.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you can move your token down through the train. It does extend further than just that car.
So that would be 40. I mean, in theory, yeah, in theory, I'll just tell Sakura to brace for impact. We're gonna get to like here, or wherever I see a door, and I'll just jump.
She'll brace for impact.
Yeah, I'm just jumping on the grass.
With her.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm
I
gonna
mean,
ask.
she's a mage. She could have a reaction or something to help us.
Yeah, I mean, he said brace for impact. Sakura, how are you bracing for impact as Seto then just launches himself out the window?
Could I technically cast like a shield? Even though that we're not taking attacks, like an invisible barrier of magical force. Can she kind of cast that like around like a bubble? So that we like don't
No, not like a bubble. That's not how that spell
Yeah.
works.
Fair enough.
It is a reaction, but I will say you could use it to lower the DC and like try and shield yourself against the ground as you make the first impact. But you are jumping out of a moving train at high speeds. So I will give you. I mean, it's up to you. You are also in the first car of the second car now of the train that has. You've just seen it being derailed, and this train is still the momentum is still going. So Seto, you can make this jump, but are you just going like blind jumping out as quickly as you can, or are you trying to like time it or something? Are you like, is there a
Now that
plan behind this, or are you just
now
going?
that you mention it, yeah, the plan was just it was a flawed plan. So we might just grab that plan and run down the line. Probably a better idea. But you know what?
I mean, I'll
Yeah,
let you retcon it and not take this jump right now. If you want to keep running and try and jump out further down or something like that. If you're trying to alter your course last second,
I'd,
what do you do?
if it's fine with you, I'll just retcon it and we're moving down the line because when you said derailed and I saw where it's going, there's a good chance it would be caught by one of the wagons and just probably splashed. Probably not the smartest idea that I've had in my mind.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so we'll say as you sort of you like motion to um as the train is now starting to shake from side to side as you kind of stick your head out and you're about to dive, you see the rest of the train as the track is even kind of curved a little bit, and you can just see the rest of it trailing behind you, and you realize that that's a lot of there's a lot more train still to go and redirect and carry on going. So is that all of your movement, or have you still got?
No, I have 180 feet of movement left in me.
Okay. Yeah, remember it is also, if you dragging a creature with you, you'll have half
Half.
movement.
Okay,
So
so that's 90. 25. That's 30. I can move 60 more. And I'll just yell, sorry, Z. while running like a madman because she's getting fucked.
She's like coughing and yeah, don't worry, I'm go. What the fuck's going on? Okay,
High as fuck and getting in a fucking terrorist attack on the moving train.
Okay, so where did? All right, cool. So you guys are in the bar, and making your way across. As that takes us, I think, to the end of Seto's turn. As you fucking go full flash on this. I just had to realize I had to scroll up so far for the distance you just ran down the train. It's pretty cool.
Fucking monks.
I love it. Okay, so that's your whole turn, right?
Yeah, that's my whole turn. Sorry.
Okay, then Kiba, who has just been thrown against one of the panels, is going to just realize that as you guys are, Elias, you're up over there, but as you guys are trying to pull the brakes, it's probably too late now, and he's going to say, "We're gonna jump, and he's going to try and actually run up to the other side or to the open door. Yeah, he gets there with his. Seriously, is that it? Oh no, that's not his full movement. It's because I had to move him.
20 feet.
I was like, jeez, because dude's got little legs. But as he kind of he just runs out, and you see he's kind of scrambling, and he's now just holding onto the door and the side of the train as the entire car is moving, and it seems to be going over the edge of a cliff. And he's sort of, his eyes go wide. Has he got? I just want to check if he's actually got a spell that will help here. Yeah, he's gonna, as he's sort of hanging on, he's gonna call to you, Elias, and he goes, "It doesn't look good." And it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Um, hmm. I'm just trying to wonder if I turn gaseous form, would that actually help?
I mean, yeah, probably. I don't think a gas can take bludgeoning damage from an accident. Like,
No, but I'm just wondering if the rules can just be fucky anyway about that.
Nope.
yeah, look, I mean, forget about what the rules is written. You're turning into a cloud.
All right.
This is not a normal. There are not normal rules for what is currently happening right now. The train crash. So if you've got a creative solution, throw it out there. We'll make some rolls and see if it happens.
Alright, well, I'm gonna turn into a cloud then. Yeah, my only concern was just that, like, you can hit air still in real life. It's just, if that air was alive, would it actually take any damage?
I'll tell you what. You can make me a survival or an Arcana check to see what effect this would have.
I'm gonna do it anyway, but yeah. Oh. 10. I have no idea.
Well, you did see the clouds of smoke coming out of the top of the train, like out of the engine. It is a steam train, so you've seen plenty of steam billowing off of this thing, and you know what would happen to smoke on the train. But you also can see now through the door the cliff's edge, and you're not sure if the train would pull the smoke with it down below. But you think it's that's probably a good way to stop yourself from breaking your legs if you turn into a cloud. So yeah.
Now I just
Uh,
gotta figure out how to actually fucking cast it.
yeah, I'm afraid with a 10, you don't get much more information than you had before.
There we
But
go.
yeah, go for it.
I am now a cloud.
Does that mean you wield a huge buster sword?
It's not that anime just yet.
Bomb
However,
cloud.
it will look like the front cart has just exploded as Kiba looks back and the entire room just fills with smoke and starts billowing out the back door. The other one is completely like blinded. You hear him screaming as he's getting thrown around. But yeah, you are now in that smoke. I think you can move through it as well, can't you? So if you want to use your movement or relocate yourself, you can do that. But you are now a cloud.
I am. I'm just gonna hang tight. I might be nearly invincible to bludgeoning damage, but I don't think I'll have much sway over where I go in a high-speed fucking train.
Yeah, you will not quite maybe in this first bit, but you will see how far the cloud sort of spreads to use the ability. But yeah, at this point, you explode into the smoke cloud, and we will move then over to Sakura as you have been carried at much faster speeds than you can actually run down the train. You are still being dragged along by Seto. What are you doing?
She's. I suppose. Just being carried at the moment. She doesn't really know what to do. I'm looking at spells.
Yeah, you can also ready something if you want to, like, if you've got something that you want to happen down the line, or if you've got anything prepared. Otherwise, yeah, you've also got the little cat in your arms. You can just stroke that if you want.
Yeah, let's just she's yeah.
Okay, you sure? You're not.
Let's see.
Poor cat, eh?
She's saving the cat.
Yeah, but cat's gonna be confused anyway.
All right. Yeah. So you can give me an animal handling check then, Sakura, as your action.
Okay.
The cat is hissing wildly as it's like fighting to stay in your arms, and you're just holding it there and like shh, shh, good kitty, good kitty. It's not you're not letting it go, but this cat has never moved this fast in its life, and it's just you can see all of its fur just being dragged backwards as Seto is running at like Mach speed. Um, yeah, he doesn't seem to be having a good time, but you have got a hold of this
Just
cat.
taking all her willpower to just hold on to this poor cat.
Yeah, it's scratched your face up a little bit as well as this has been going on, but not intentionally. It's just like it's freaking out at how fast it's moving, and it's in a train crash. So yeah, but
Yeah,
that
it's a it's a bit more stressful trying to find spells when you can literally cast every spell up to 8th level using a wish. There's a lot to look through to try and find one that will work. So I'm
yeah,
just doing that
I
in the
mean,
meantime.
Just
remember
wish the
that's not
train
the only
isn't
thing you
fucked.
can use a wish for, but that's just one of the features. That's more a limitation of wish than the function of wish.
Yeah, but I don't want to risk it.
Cool. Astrea, you're up. Quite literally, you are up in the air about 60 feet at this point, and you are floating quite happily.
Well. Hmm. How far in this in the left direction.
That's all rock and mountain. You can't go off of the map. There's
Oh well. Just gonna risk it for a biscuit.
I mean, you can see now that you're floating above a bridge and there's an explosion going off, so you can see that it's a cliffside underneath you, but you are still the momentum is still throwing you forward. You're just falling slowly.
Well, right. To take the risk. Notices moves. Let's see. Moves me to side, hoping that nothing bad happens. It just takes the dodge action.
Okay, yeah, and at that point you'll land on the ground as you fell 60 feet in the round, so you will land on the side of those rocks. You're still moving at quite a bit of speed as you come in, even just out of the misty step, and you can see this train making a hell of a noise as it comes crashing in above you. But Z is going to also keep dashing her way down the train now, and sorry, the music threw me off there. Okay, so she is going to only get to here, and then is going to see the the problem she faces, and she's going to. She's just got enough. Yeah, she's going to just run up and grab, hold the back of one of these chairs. The guy in here that is now blinded by all the smoke, he's still trying to pull the brakes on this because he's under the suggestion spell. So he's just pulling the brakes on the train, trying to make it stop. But the entire car is now starting to tilt over on its side, as we'll see actually what that looks like as we go. God, there's too much stuff on the UI. I can't click what I need to click.
Holy shit, what's happening?
Oh,
Oh. As billowing smoke comes out the back of this train car, Astrea, you have landed successfully over there, but everyone on the front of the train, you hear Kiba screaming as. Let me. He is flung towards the river below. The mouse folk. Oh, I can't.
Oh no.
Yeah, okay, so you're sort of up here, Elias, as you're just billowing out the back of the door. The mouse folk, however, is still inside the car, trying to pull on the brakes. Because, suggestion. All right, so he's in the car. You guys are there. Everyone else.
We moved a little bit.
Yeah, there's a kind of and I'm allowing that for the extra movement as the train gets pulled over the side. You feel that it actually lift up off the rails for a second as it's kind of just like a rope. There's it sort of flows through the entire train, and you're thrown forward, but you manage to. Oh, actually, deck saves from everyone except Estrella and Elias, please, as this rocks the train again. Okay, Sakura, you unfortunately lose your grip of the cat as you get
Oh shit!
flung into the next room, and oh, I just realized where you're standing. Don't worry, it's not that bad. It does, but as you're going through the next open door, the cat just goes like "fuck no" and jumps back into the previous car, but is running towards Z, who has now just tumbled and done like 3 flips over a few couches, but has thankfully landed on something soft. And Seto, you have managed to, while this was happening, thread the needle through the door, and you have landed in the next train car there without getting injured. But other than that, yeah, everyone's doing okay. That Cloud is helping you out there a lot. And that is going to take us to your turn, Seto.
Okay, so 65 movement, action to dash, key point, step of the wind equals 200, equals 900, 195, and I'll also burn my feet a little bit, and I'll use what's it called? Oh my! I can't fucking read that shit.
Shardalon Stride.
Yeah.
I think we can change the name to the Phoenix Step or something for you.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
No, because that's where the power is coming from for this. So it is perfect. Yeah, as you just leave this trail of fire behind you as you begin to pick up speed, and yeah, it is quite something to see how you've just darted through this train at such high speeds. But let's see where you end up.
That's 215, so that would be 105 with Sakura.
Okay, yeah, you get right to the back of the train.
And I'll tell her that she gets off as soon as she can, because she doesn't need me to get off, probably. Hopefully.
Okay, so you readying yourself to jump out the back.
Yes, that's what I will be doing myself.
Okay, is that all on your turn?
Yes, I've used everything.
Perfect. Yeah, you're in a pretty good spot there. You can see you're at you're definitely at the back. Okay, and then Kiba has been flung off of the train. Yeah, he disappears over the side of the cliff and down into the river below, as he is no longer visible there. Elias, is your turn.
I'm going to float my way out onto solid ground.
Yeah, so you can see. I'm not sure. There may be a wall in your way towards the left, but
yeah,
you've either got the bridge or the rocks to the side. Which way you go?
I'd like to go towards the bridge, but there's walls in the way.
That's cool. I can move you there. That's easy enough to do, as that the smoke is all around there, so you can land sort of anywhere in that little area there.
Right, and yeah, I'm gonna drop my cages for him and see if I can look for. Fuck, Kiba.
Okay, we'll say you just sort of landed right over there. So is that your? Yeah. So you can. That's just in the smoke, and then you've still got your movement on top of that, I think.
Ooh.
So
Cool.
yeah, you can try and. I think you may be on the ruler still.
Then I'll just look over here and look over the edge, see if I can see him.
Yeah. Give me a perception check. You do not see him. You see him like hit the water sort of as you're landing there. You see a splash, and then as you're looking over the side, you don't see him come up again. You just see the river running and the train now flying down after him. Is that going to be your turn?
I How far away is the river below?
Looks like it's maybe 80 to 120 feet down there.
I can't really do much then. Alright, yeah, that's probably gonna be my turn.
Okay. I will say actually it gets sort of lower as it goes down. So it's a little bit higher to the right hand side of the map. I'd say it gets to the 120 all the way on the left hand, and it gets closer to 60 on the far right hand side. But where you are now, it's about like 85, 90 feet. And where he fell was around like 70 feet. So he's definitely has sort of disappeared under the rapids. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
No, not really.
Okay, you do see still the rest of this train sort of coming in towards you, and
Oh, it's still moving.
it's still yeah, it's going over the
Oh,
edge. It's
ah,
following down after Kiba. It looks like it's going to land. Um, it has slowed down significantly as compared to a few minutes ago, but it is still moving. So you kind of see that coming in towards you as we move over to Sakura's turn. Unless there's anything last second you wanted to do.
back to Cage's form because I didn't realize I'm going to get clobbered.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that with you've used your
Shit.
yeah. So we'll see. Maybe on the next round you'll be able to do it. But you yeah, you see this train coming in and you see it's like skidding across the ground towards you, and you're hoping that it's going to slow. But we'll see. Sakura, you're at the back of the train with Seto as he's just opened the back door. What are you doing?
What's an action? Let me just quickly see something. Okay. So as a bonus action, I'm going to flick my Bakken to gain a fly speed of 60 feet per minute. And
Oh, what?
action. That's how I always fly.
Yeah, but you could have done it earlier.
No, it's fine. There's no such thing as too little, too late. You flick your Falcon as you see the door open. Are you flying through?
Yeah, but first, is this touch? I don't know. But before that, she's gonna use the Wheel of Stars to cast Levitate on Seto. To just, you know. Target can move. Fuck, you
Yeah.
can only move up and down.
But I will say, Seto, because you said you were readying yourself at this point, you would easily be able to grab both sides of the door that's in front of you and just sort of pull yourself forward as your feet just lift off the ground and you become weightless, as Sakura just also does the same and flies out the door in front of you. So if you want to try and just hang on to Sakura because you already had her grappled, you can go with her now because gravity is no longer affecting you, so she can just fly out the door with you instead.
Sure.
Yeah, that's perfect. So,
Nice.
Sakura, how far are you flying out?
60 feet. I think she'll also try and just fly down to the ground, though.
Okay, yeah, you easily fly down to the train tracks. Are you staying on the tracks or off to the side?
Off to the side, I think.
Okay, yeah, so as Seto sort of kicks that door open, you flick the book and just while he's still holding on onto you, you fly out in front of him, and he just goes weightless, and you drag him with you as you both land, like with a perfectly light touch. I mean, you both of you and Australia both did you guys all did Dragon Ball Z landing, as you just land as though nothing even happened and everything is, you seem safe, but the train is on its last little movement there. We will say that takes us on to Australia now. Australia, what do you do?
If it's worth pushing Elias is death.
What?
Bastard.
I have the power to it. I have the power.
Yeah, okay, do it, fucko.
And like,
Do it! See what fucking happens.
damn it. B. Bev, how far is there between you and Elias? From like air point.
You're on the same sort of level. You're only slightly below. It's not even, it's like 2 feet or something. It wouldn't make a difference.
Because then I'm gonna gather like little air like carry me. Basically gather it around me and fly, which drops the focus on the what's called suggestion. Ooh. Elias and like on the left. Grabbing onto him. Dash action. And let's see the half movement, which
You could just go straight up.
yeah, that's exactly what I think. Just getting us straight up so we can feel a little like Mary Poppins, and then just say, "Fucking Mary Poppins."
Is he cool?
At least he's not dead.
Hey.
But I can drop you.
I will shoot you if you do.
All right, so you fly over there, grab onto Elias, and start flying straight up into the air, and we will go over to Z, who I think. Oh God, she's always going to draw the short straw. She grabs the cat that has been running and dives out of the window, as she doesn't think she's going to make it, and you see her like airborne as she at the end of her turn, as she's just smashing through the window with a cat in her arms and flying down sort of towards these trees and things. But you'll also hear a scream from the mouse folk in the main car, as the suggestion spell on him ends and he plummets to his certain death, as it's far too late for him to get out. And we'll move over to the last. There we go. Let's see if everyone made it out safely.
That there at least was one that.
No, I'm saying we'll see if all of you. The pilot definitely did not. He's
Good riddance.
Holy shit. I would have got fucked if I went with my plan.
as you guys fly up. So as you fly up into the air, Elias and Estrella, you'll see the train go over the edge, and you'll just hear the crashing of the engine as it just careens down into the river below, and the rest of the train completely derails, just grinding through the grass and everything, and now leaning and teetering over the cliff edge as it just hangs there. The connection between the engine car and the cabins you were in completely severed. Kiba, the only one of your group to have gotten lost, and oh Jesus, Z jumped right in the path of the train as it just the last car. Is it? Yeah, it's just the last car. So I'm gonna give her a save. Just see. Oh, and she rolls a 26 total, and is like just. I mean, it's you guys see it from the back, standing in complete safety there, Sakura and Seto, as you see between the trees, as this thing, you see Z jump through the window, and then you see the train following her off to the side as the entire thing is derailed, and you just see her rolling through the brush, and this like flash of light as she casts a spell to yeet herself um, just out of harm's way, but you can't actually see whether or not she did make it from where you are. You just see her sort of like disappearing into the cloud of smoke that is left behind. Um, but that will bring us out of turn order, as you guys have successfully managed to survive a train crash, and the train has come to a stop.
Oh shit. Yeah, Sakura's gonna go and check on Z and the cat.
Fire OTs.
Hmm?
Nothing.
You will see as you start walking towards it, you'll see the cat just walk up from where you saw Z last and go sit on one of the rocks and just start cleaning itself.
Okay, phew. What about Z?
You don't see her, but you are still making your way over there. And I'm just trying not to throw my mouse across the room. Just give me a second. Yeah, something's. Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, so my whole machine is like lagging out. Okay, I don't know what's going on here, but what are you guys doing at the end of this train crash?
I'm going to start folding a paper bird, and just while I'm doing it at Saint Hestia, I'm sending this to Kaiba. Follow it. You should find him. Please try to save him.
So who are you sending that to?
Kaiba or Kiba.
Okay, like as a tracker.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can give me a survival check to try and follow it as you.
Oh,
So you
I'm
send
asking
it.
Straya to do it.
Yeah, that I'm saying both of you.
Oh.
You still have inspiration.
Oh, that's true. What do I do for it? Do I just add a +4 or a D4?
You roll a 1d10, and it's usually, if the macro is correctly,
13. You could also let me down. I'm not asking you to bring me with you.
You will see the paper bird just dive straight down towards the river.
well, looks like him moves as much as I can. What's the risk?
Okay, phew, she's alive.
Am I not hindering your movement or anything?
Half. So that would 60 movements, but that's still that would still be about the same.
Huh.
But of course, you would plummet.
Yeah, I'm saying you could just drop me here on the bridge. I'm fairly certain the train stopped moving.
Drop you off the bridge. Say,
No, just
nope. Going for.
Okay, as you guys float down there and start looking for Kiba, you can both give me investigation checks. Estrella, that's you too.
Yeah, I know. I
Okay.
was just looking for it.
So, yeah, Estrella, as you kind of floating down, you're trying to follow the paper bird, but you just see the bird fly straight down and then just start flapping over the water. But it sort of, with all of the lapping waves and things, you see it get clipped by some of the water and just get wet, and it doesn't seem to be able to fly properly and gets washed down river. But as you're getting down there, Elias, you will notice um, something right near where the bird was trying to go. You will see a body sort of washed up on shore, and you will see Kiba lying face down in the dirt just on the edge of this sandy rock that is on the side of the river.
I'll point straight to it. And
Just check something. Okay, yeah. So um, you guys see he seems like he's been knocked unconscious, but you can make a medicine check to see if he's even alive. Seems like he's breathing, but he's out cold. There's a good chance he cracked his head on something down here, and that he's done for. He's badly injured. You can see that the mask that he's wearing is completely cracked across the face. But meanwhile, Seto and Sakura, you guys have found Z as she has sort of stumbled up from the bushes, and she's bleeding a bit from the head, but she seems mostly okay.
She's alive?
Yeah,
Easy,
she's
Z.
alive, and she walks up and she goes, "Holy shit, that was a close one. Everyone okay? Where are the others?" And she just looks around in a panic, realizing that everyone else was in the engine car.
Can we assume that Jerry just flew on the spike and that he's safe?
Yeah, Jerry and June were both easily able to fly out of that situation. The Spike could teleport. June has a flying broom. We don't have to worry about them. They are safe as well.
I don't really know. Last time checked, there was no one behind me. Must mean that were up in front or something. Can you walk, G?
Yeah, I'm alright. Just took a tumble is all.
I mean, the best, probably the smartest idea is just to go and up front and see. I mean, they're probably alive, but where they are, I mean, they're a useful bunch, and I don't think any big goes astray. So hopefully, she made them safe.
Okay, well, I think you should lead the way. I think you saw them last, so you can probably find them, and you can both give me a survival check if you want to try and track down the others. But the DC is pretty low to find the front of the train. But you can just, the tokens will follow after you, Seto. But yeah, both of you will easily be able to find your way to them. I think you can probably see them on the map.
Is the cat alive?
Oh yeah, the cat's coming with you.
Yay.
We got pet obtained.
Is
Cat
it
will
illegal
run.
to take a cat from the future back with you into the past?
Probably.
I mean, are they...
She's gotten attached to this specific cat. They were in a crisis together.
That's what it
Realizing-
takes to get
Pet is
attached.
realizing he's nothing special. He's just a cat.
So Elias, next time you have to like make a train wreck and then just have them find you there.
Honestly,
Then-
I just pictured like a cat carrying a human carrying a cat.
Yeah, no, it was an adorable inception of a train crash. You guys sort of climb down to the cliff edge, and you can see Estrella and Elias now, like giving medical attention to Kiba, who from your angle looks like he didn't make it. He's definitely, they are standing next to a body, but Estrella's sort of floating around a bit. What is everyone doing as
She'll
you
kind
see
of
the body
go
of a
ahead.
mouse float down river as well?
Oh, shit. So Kiba looks dead. She'll
From
kinda-
what you can see up there, I mean, you guys are up on top of the cliff. You just see 3 bodies, and one of them is lying down and face down.
She'll flick the bucket and go down. Check for a pulse.
Okay, you go flying down. You can also make me a medicine check. Yep, much the same as the others. He seems unconscious and badly injured. You can see that his mask is cracked. There's a good chance he smashed his head on the fall. But yeah, he's out cold.
I think that Seta and G would follow behind, but would probably Seta would be relatively fast, but would help Z get down the slippery slope safe, and also would take care of Cat because apparently someone attached to a cat really ran away from the cat.
She needed to like check if the dude was alive.
You could have taken the cat with you. For fuck's sake, it weighs.
Can we retcon and say I took the cat?
Maybe the cat is Kiba's soul.
At this point, Z is holding the cat as she's standing on the cliff's edge. She goes, "No, I'm okay. You guys go check on him. I'll look after this one. What's your name, little guy? And how are you getting down the cliff, Seto?"
Can't you just like walk down the
Yeah.
side?
Oh no, for theatrics, just claw my way down. The same way that Black Panther, just like in the movie, goes to the building, just like one claw and just go down. There's all.
Classic for Seto at this point. You slide down the cliff and find yourself at the bottom with relative.
I'll just walk across the water, and when I get to the Kiba, can I see a pulse? Like any?
Yeah, you can
pulse?
see he's breathing. It's quite obvious at this point, but you can also give me a medicine check. Last one to see if you can tell anything different from the rest, unless this you're trying to do.
Yeah, I think I can just do this to make sure.
Yeah, we'll say you can. What does it look like as you cast this?
Weapon, the tyrant, the glaive of the green tyrant. Is that no? Yeah, it is the glaive of the green tyrant. it has the Sakura's knot on it, and it will glow, and in like around Seto, there's gonna be a bright pink, like a circle, and there's gonna just become like petals that, like the petals will come down from the ground and they will just seep into the Kiba. Gonna
As
make
you
him shimmer for a second.
Yeah, and as you see the petals like sink down and shimmer onto him, you will see around his clothes, you'll see this glow start to come, this like a neon glow from his clothing with this pink, and you'll see on his mask the crack that is down his mask will will fix itself as though rewinding through time and uncracking itself as soon as it gets to the point where the mask is fixed. He sits bolt upright and just heaves a big breath. He goes, oh,
Ah!
what was that? What? Oh, thank you. Is everyone okay? And he looks up and just sees the train like now teetering over the edge, and Z standing up there kind of waves down to you all.
Right.
Yeah, well, I run important.
I'll come
Yes.
back.
He
He tried to kill us.
I'm not sure if it was us he was trying to kill. Oh, I mean, no one can possibly know about all of you, but that is the Emperor's train. The only people that really use it are Royal Guard and the Emperor and Satoshi. That was quite possibly an attempt on the Emperor's life. But the Abershore gang that is not as bold as they were in my future. We need to get to the city and see what else they've done.
What's the fastest way there?
He just looks up at the bridge that is like now basically destroyed, and he says, I guess we're gonna have to walk. I can try and call an airship." And he gets to his feet. He says, "But I'm not sure if it'll make that much of a difference. I really shouldn't. My other self is on an airship right now as well, so that could get confusing. Do any of you have any means of transportation or?"
There a sigil.
Teleport.
Teleport.
Yes, actually, there's teleportation circles have been made illegal in the city for various reasons, but the train station is one of the oldest places in Kamigawa. We can probably use the one there. I'll have to see. And he takes out a note, like a tablet, but a data pad that he looks at, and the screen is completely cracked, and he starts trying to press it, and it's just flickering, and it doesn't seem to be working properly. But he does start trying to use it as best he can. He
At
says,
this point, bending and trying works on weird mirror.
Yeah. As you cast mending over it, you'll see the cracks just goes, and it'll fix the screen, and then you'll see it flash for a second, and then the screen comes right. And he goes, "Oh, well, thank you." That, and he seems kind of confused and impressed at the same time, but immediately he connects to the net and basically starts to Google as he starts looking up at ancient teleportation circles, and he is going to be um, basically making some checks in the background as he's trying to look up the teleportation circle for the old train station. What are you guys doing as he's doing this?
I'm gonna let him do his thing.
Hmm.
Okay. Sakura and Seto not doing anything extra, just waiting for him to find this info.
I think so.
Could Feta try to estimate? Oh, probably not. Never mind.
What? I mean, ask.
Yeah, like he was on the top of the train for the whole trip to future Sakura. Could he try to remember this bridge and the distance from the city, approximately?
Yeah, you can give me a history or survival, your choice.
It's the same thing. Oh, it's actually not. Even some.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you would know that it would be pretty easy to find your way back to the city. Like there are more rails up at the top of this sort of hill that you are now. You're like in a bit of a valley, but it's not too steep to get back up to the other side. Um, if you get up to the other side of the destroyed bridge, you can easily follow the train tracks back to the city. But as for how long it would take you, it's hard to judge because you don't know how fast that vehicle what could move. You know that, like based on the distance that you could see from up top, it wouldn't take you too long to get there. It's quite a long run, but yeah, it would easily take you all night on foot
Holy
with the
shit!
rest of you. Um, it is now getting into the evening, so you think that you would probably not be able to reach the city before midnight, which
God.
all I'm saying is
Um,
that that's like a couple of hours hiking, but for you, you could get there in probably minutes.
so hypothetically, could Sakura use teleport using the associated object of the cat cafe?
No, do you have something from the cat cafe?
I have a cat. The odds that it's from the cat cafe aren't super high, but it's not completely unlikely.
No. This cat This cat may actually be June. I'm not entirely sure. I just put it next to you as a replacement for June. So no, this cat was probably just on the train. Who knows? This cat might be the BBEG, but it is not
Oh,
from the cat cafe. You're not sure where it comes from. This is a stray.
okay. So associated object is when you have something from there. Okay.
I think so. I'm not sure what the wording of what that is, but um, by this point, Kiba will have found the teleportation circle in old images of the train station, and you can see that he's got some pictures up where there is a picture of the opening of the train station, and you can see two figures standing there, one in quite a dapper looking suit, is shaking hands with another individual that seems to be a man-sized insect that is like shaking hands with him, and the figure in the photo looks eerily like Elias. Anyone that's sort of looking at the tablet with him would see this image as he scrolls down and and he's looking at another image that is more top down, and you can see the sigils that are around that clock in the center of that room. But if you guys want to look closer at that or anything, you can. Just tell me what you're trying to do.
At this point, copy and hold it here. Having him standing there, drawing it, and then like stopping at times just to check like drawn correctly and or like activate magic. Check again and be extremely thorough too, so that that's correct. There isn't a line that should be broken here. There's worlds or other weird things. Maybe a line that
Okay. Yeah, you can. Can you actually post the spell in the chat so I can just double check its like requirements and whatever? But he will stand there patiently, just letting you sort of copy these things. Elias, as you're standing there, you'll see that image is definitely an image of you, but you'd have to look closer to actually get any detail. It looks like you shaking hands with a giant insect.
Oh, I thought he was the giant insect.
Wait, a giant insect?
A tricrene.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tricrene, but it is. Yeah, it looks like it's got like mandibles and big bug eyes, and is shaking your hand with this. Yeah, it looks like a giant bug. But yes, you would. There's no role associated with this, is there?
It is the
yeah,
teleportation
okay,
one that role associated.
Yeah. So yeah, you will be able to accurately transcribe these things, and you can cast that when you are ready. But sorry, Elias, were you going to say something?
No.
Who was? I thought I heard a mic. Okay, so Estrella, you have got the sigil copied, right? Are you casting this now?
Up and let's hit the key down. I don't want to.
For sure. Zeta will dart towards thee.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you can do that without any rolls or anything. You run up the side of the mountain up to her, and she says, "Oh, are we? Is everything good? Is he okay?"
Okay, but I mean, we have to check. I mean, they want to check what the damage in the city, and we should probably even go there if you want to go back anyway. So they're gonna use some weird shit to get us there, but it is what it is, I guess. Were you with there with? What the fuck are they even doing? They were mentioning some circles, teleportation.
Oh yeah, you haven't been around for that. We've found better ways of getting around. That's why Australia keeps asking to go to Smart. I think she's just got the coordinates. There's not many teleportation circles that we can use, but that should be quick. I wonder if they're the old ones, and she just like looks ready to sort of go down, but then she's like realizing, I don't know how I'm getting down there. I really need to figure out a way to fly. Like everyone can fly. I feel kind of left out. Hey, Kitty, can you fly by any chance? And you see the cat go meow, and wings unfold from it, and it's not a cat; it's a Tressum.
I told you it was Lord Mao.
Wait, what the fuck it is?
It is Lord Mao.
Yeah, I don't know that reference.
Man, that's that's man, like God you worship. Gotta think.
This was just like, what the fuck is this?
I will. But yeah, Seto, how are you going to help Z as she kind of lets go of the cat, and you see the cat fly down towards Sakura?
I can always polymorph Z into an owl. Hey Z, you want to be an owl?
Oh yeah, I can. Maybe I can. No, there's too many of you. But yes, let's play.
She polymorphs her into a giant owl.
Just polymorph into a rock.
Uh, 60 feet.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you will be able to. That's kind of overkill to get her down, but actually, I suppose at your level, maybe not. So she'll fly down, and you see Seto standing up there. He went all the way to help her, and
Did nothing.
well, actually, I mean, what is the range on polymorph? You probably had to fly up there as well.
60 feet.
Okay, yeah. So you would have had to fly back up again with your Bakken to do that.
Okay.
But that would not take too much effort, as at this point you guys can all regroup down there at the bottom, and Estrella has prepared her magic circle. Unless there's anything else you want to do here, I think that will probably wrap things up as you jump through that. Is that what we do?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, we're gonna be stuck here. Future. Wouldn't it be funny if we just get stuck in the future, we can't go back because Kiba died?
Well, they ain't the only one that has problems.
Oh yeah, fuck her.
Try to kill us.
Anyway, I have an early day tomorrow, so I'm gonna go straight to bed. But thanks for the game.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for the game. Yeah, sorry the train crash took the whole session, but I think
Yeah, it was fun.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll pick things up again next week when we've got everyone back as well, and see whether or not you guys are going to be able to make it back to your own time.
Maybe we can just fuck it up. Then prevent Sakura killing Then
Oh, I hope we can. I just realized. I think Sakura might have just realized that, like, somehow only just realized that after all this time, Oji-san is dead. That's really sad.
man, what? It's like
You realize it now?
Yeah, she didn't really think about it till now.
come on,
But
man.
like, after almost being in a train crash, I think the first thing that would come to her mind was, oh, I just need to send like a paper bird to Oji-san to say there was almost a train crash, but I'm okay.
Holy shit.
But he's probably dead. It's kind of sad.
Probably?
I mean, Elias is still alive.
He's not alive. He's a
Oh,
android. I think android is the robot
I
one,
mean,
while the cyborg
No,
is,
that
or maybe he's a
no,
cyborg.
he's a cyborg.
yeah, I was
Android
gonna
is a
say.
robot made in a like body of a human. Cyborg is a human with
Cybernetic
My
parts.
only,
parts.
the only thing I'm wondering